This is a super shoe, Craft Nordlite Speed, the fastest type of shoe on the market. Lots of foam, carbon plate. This is a regular running shoe. More stability, little bit less foam, no carbon plate, but above all, according to scientists, less chance on injuries. I want to run a personal best on the marathon next week. Which shoe am I gonna wear? More speed, more stability, less injuries. I think I have to reorganize. What to do? Rule 1. Never try anything new on race day. Okay, team normal it is.
100 meters to go. Elliot Kipchoge, let's keep an eye on the clock into the final 20 seconds. Elliot Kipchoge. Oh, got a shot.
A few meters to go. Still no smile. Still that focus. And the world record is hers. And look at the clock. 2 hours, 11:52.
Amazing effort by Kelvin Kiptum for a new world record at the Bank of America Chicago Marathon.
9-something, let's get her here, everybody. We have seen it.
That's 4 world records on super shoes. Nike even did research that running on super shoes, you're 4% faster than running on normal shoes. I really want to run a sub 4-hour marathon. Actually, I want to run a sub 3:45. 4% on 4 hours, that's almost 10 minutes. That's the difference between 4 hours and 3:50, which is almost my 3:45. So, Team Super Shoes, it is. This is a Craft. But the idea is the same as the Nike Vaporfly, the first super shoe. That shoe was especially designed to break the 2-hour record on the marathon by Elliot Kipchoge. What Nike did was reinvent the shoe. Up until the Vaporfly, shoes were flat. The idea was the lighter the shoe, the less the runner has to carry, the harder he can run. Nike came up with the idea that maybe instead less is more is more. What if we put a sole in a shoe that will propel the runner forward so he actually runs faster with less energy? You can compare it with a ball. Depending on the material the ball is made of, it will bounce more or it bounces less. So for the Vaporfly, it meant a thicker midsole with a lot of cushioning, but made of a foam that was lighter than all the traditional foams used so far. But that's not all. Nike also added a carbon plate to the shoe to make the shoe stiffer. According to Brad Schoolmeister, Senior Director of Global Running, stiffer shoes have a big benefit on our running economy. With their shoes, Nike caused a revolution on the market, and all other brands had to follow as well, because suddenly all the athletes running in Nikes were breaking records and winning all the races. There's just one thing with that 4%. It was research done by using top athletes running for 15 minutes and measuring how much energy they were using running a super shoe or running an ordinary flat. And it turned out using a super shoe, you use 4% less energy, which again you can use to run faster. However, 2023 there was a new research done again with the Vaporfly, only this time using average athletes who were running 10 kilometers an hour or 12 kilometers an hour. And they found out that they only save 1.4 to 1.8% of energy. I want to run a personal best on the marathon. But I have another goal this season as well. I want to run the CCC, the ultra trail around the Mont Blanc. Scientists now discovered that using super shoes, athletes are getting injured. It's a high risk injury shoe. These ordinary shoes, they're way more stable. They cause less injury. All my trainings I done in the On. I even broke my 30-kilometer record on the On. So am I gonna take a risk running a personal best in a super shoe? Or do I go for a conventional shoe with less risk of injury? Bye bye super shoe. Hello, Team Normal. Is this smart? I mean, 1.4 to 1.8%. Let's say 1.5. So if I run a 4-hour marathon, that's 4 times 60 minutes, that's 240 minutes. So 1% is then 2.4 minutes, half percent 1.2, so 2.4, 1.2, that's 3.6. So I'm 3 minutes faster and 0.6. 1 minute, 60 seconds, divided by 10 is 6 seconds, times 6 is 36. So I will be 3 minutes and 36 seconds faster in a super shoe. That's the difference between a 4-hour marathon or a sub 4-hour marathon or a 3:45 marathon or even a 3:41 marathon. I have to test this. Let's do a 400-meter test, first on the normal shoes, then on the super shoes. So 390, 400. Okay, I'm gonna run marathon pace. We have Sarah on the bike, the Insta360 filming, and the measurement is gonna be RPE, rate of perceived exertion. So how heavy does it feel to run 400 meters, either in normal shoes or in super shoes? Okay, they are fast, so that puts me into team super shoes. But there are a few little things. First of all, this shoe is really stiff because of the carbon plate in here, especially if you compare it with a normal shoe. Because of that, the shoe is made to rock more forward, to compensate the carbon plate. Also, as you can see, it's very minimalistic, where this shoe has a lot of cushioning, so it gives way more support from the side. So most scientists who now look into the effects of injuries of this shoe say there is a learning curve, because the way we run changes because of the shoe. I have 1 week up until the Rotterdam Marathon. That's a very small time to get used to the shoes. Plus, I'm not gonna run any long distances anymore. So that actually puts me into team normal. But 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, that's a lot. I mean, that's the difference between 4:02 and 3:59. That's the difference between 3:45 and 3:42. At the same time, we're talking about personal best here. I mean, how often do you have
Wear for a marathon?
this?
So green and orange. These are your shoes.
Decided these are gonna be my marathon shoes. Or not, maybe I just get another t-shirt. You will see in the Rotterdam Marathon video.